Hey fellow YouTubers, Kayak Bandits here. I want to throw a quick video together for you guys to just show you what I do to have a very nice, comfortable trip, say a weekend trip out of a kayak, camping on an island, or some property you may have or have permission to be on, but something of that nature. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on all the gear that you can choose from, and then I'm just going to kind of show you what I use. The Kayak Bandits, we've been doing this for 10 years or better. We have been all over southern Ohio, every river, every creek. We've probably drug our kayaks more than we floated in them. We call it kayak walking. We've been on all the creeks, man, and yeah, I could tell stories of just dragging for days, hours all day in the sun. And you find one little spot where you can actually get in your boat and float for 100 yards, and then it's rocks and you're dragging. So we've done all that in the rivers and things. So, but anyway, we got a ton of gear, ton of product. Anything out there, we would buy it and try it, and see what it's all about. But after 10 years, I can show you, what I actually take. It went from a box. Well, let me make something clear here. If you're a minimalist, survivalist type thing, this ain't the video for you. This is not minimal. We're loaded down, kind of heavy. Especially in a minimalist's eyes, we're very heavy. I take what I call a shelter bag, okay, and it's probably about 30-40 pounds. It's a dry bag that has a hammock, a rain fly, which is a pretty big rain fly, like 12 by 16. It's huge. A floor thing I call a porch. It's my porch. It's just a tarp I set up on the ground to put things on to keep everything clean. A sleeping bag, maybe a pillow. I think that's pretty much it. The hammock, did I say that? So everything goes in this, what I call a shelter bag. I can grab that bag and I know I can go anywhere within reason, and I will sleep very, very comfortable. Very comfortable. More so than at home. It's very nice. So I have that, which I have a place right behind my seat. I can compress that far enough to go right behind my seat. It's out of the way, and that takes care of that. So I have that, and then I have the rest of the stuff: my food, stove, cooking stuff, water purification stuff, lights, whatever else I need, a hatchet, a machete, all that, and then my cooler, okay, and then a cooler, and I will take whatever I need, whether it's a case of beer, ice, steaks, cheese, whatever I think of I want to take on this weekend trip, I will take to be very comfortable. And we have a great time. It is so much fun. There's nobody out there. You're on an island. You feel like you own the world, and it is your world for the weekend. We don't litter. We pick up our garbage, but these parks and stuff, you have to buy your wood if you're allowed to have a burn that night. You got neighbors everywhere. I did all that. And if you have a family, if you have a kid, a couple kids, wife and kids, that's awesome. You really got to do that. I mean, when my kid was 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, gosh, I remember pulling into the park, pulling a pop-up tent, or no, a pop-up camper behind the truck. On top of that was like a Coleman plastic crawdaddy flatbed John boat, right? On the camper, a boat, and then in the boat 3 bikes, and then the truck loaded up. So yeah, we look like the Beverly Hillbillies coming in there. And you got to do that, because let me tell you, my kid's 27 today. She'll outfish most people, and that's from that. That's teaching her hiking, biking, outside, fishing. You can't replace that, guys and girls. You just can't. So do that. I'm not knocking it, but once she got out of school and stuff, we were empty nesters. I started doing the kayak stuff, and man, there's no going back now, because I get in my boat, I head downriver, I find an island, and typically I'll scope it out on Google Earth, and I'll look at my run, where I plan on putting in, where I plan on getting out, how many miles it is, I'll measure it. I know how far I can go in a typical day. And I'll look for islands, and this is like, I'll pick one. This is probably the best one. And if it's not good, I'll have a plan B, that type stuff. But anyway, so that's what me and my buddy do. We go by the name of Kayak Bandits, and you know, it's cool. I got my way, he's got his. I'm impressed as hell with his setup because he is more minimal than me. Like, I don't know how he does it. He grew up in the desert. And he's just a minimal sleeping guy. Like, he'll have like a fleece, like something you throw on your couch. That's what he sleeps in. But he wears the clothes. He's in a probably insulated pants and shirt, like a long john type thing, sweatpants and a sweatshirt, socks. Okay, so that's where he makes up for all that stuff. So when he's in his hammock, in those clothes, in a fleece, he's good. He's never really complained. A couple times he said, yeah, I got a little chilly. Whereas me, I'm in a hammock that's got an underquilt inside a top-of-the-line sleeping bag, mummy bag that goes down to 0 degrees, and I'm in my underwear, you know. But I'm comfortable, and oh my God, you don't want to get out in the middle of the night, take a leak or something, you know, on that river when it's, you know, drops down to 50 degrees or something. It feels like 0. But I am in there, and I am just snug as a bug. I love it. It's awesome. So I'm going to show you what I take. You can take 100 different things. You can load that boat to where it's barely staying afloat. But I'll show you. I get it down to a shelter bag and a bucket in my cooler. That's pretty much it. And a fishing pole. So check it out, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you get something out of it, guys. So we're just gonna start out. I mean, I just kind of dumped everything out. There's the dog, don't mind him. So I'll make my way around. This is an old refrigerator slash freezer that died on me, and I had some, you know, a ton of camping stuff and no place to put it. So anyway, makes a great place to store that kind of stuff. Used to have a light, but it burned out. You plug it in, hey, you got a light. So anyway, let's get to it. All right, so this is a tent. Nice tent, very small, very light. I used to be a tent guy. If you're gonna get a tent, this is the way to go. It's a backpacker's tent. This here is a Kelty 3 TN or TN3, something like that. They say it's a 3-person, but really it's a 2-person. I like the extra space. It's super light. It's great. Over here are some sleeping mats, all the, you know, the ones you want, the Thermalite, Thermacell, something like that, REI, different things like that. And I'll tell you what, you know, I did that for years and years and years, thought that was the way to go, and then somebody turned me onto a hammock and never went back to a tent, let me tell you. So I've got some hammocks here. The Grand Trunk is a great hammock. It's like $60 on Amazon. It's got the bug screen, and it's awesome. It's so roomy, and it's got great features. It's got a pocket. It's got, I mean, the way you can strap it out, pull it out, it just makes it really roomy, right? Can't recommend it enough for beginners. Go with that, okay? So, but my wife got me the War Bonnet for Christmas. So now I get to play with that this year, and I've seen it. I know what it's all about, and it's awesome. I'm gonna love it. It has some extra features like a foot box and a cord with you know, a line that goes across in the middle. You can hang things on. It's just a nicer product, but it's like $200-300. I mean, it's crazy. But the idea, both of these sides open up. What you do is when you open that, you grab your strap, you go to your tree, tie it, pull this over, tie it, and the thing don't even touch the ground, which ain't a big deal. I mean, but you know, it's got its cool features, so I'll play with that this summer. in that hammock will go an underquilt. I didn't, for years, like the first probably 3 or 4 years I used a hammock, I did not understand the concept of an underquilt. I was like, that's just stupid. You already got a sleeping bag. What is the big deal? Until I got one and tried it. And let me tell you, I mean, I understood it. It's a sleeping bag on the outside of your hammock. But I didn't quite grasp how awesome it is. It is so comfortable when you get in your hammock. You almost don't need a sleeping bag. And I guess that makes sense because your sleeping bag, you still have it on, it's just on the outside. But there seems to be so much more room in your hammock. But I tell you, I like sleeping comfortably, and I can get down in pretty cold temperatures. This here is a Thermacell, or God dang it, I can't think of the name of it. But it's one of those added features for, you know, it'll take your normal sleeping bag, say 40 degree, down to 0 degree. It's light, it folds up to nothing. That stays in what I call my shelter bag, which is this guy right here, just a dry bag. It weighs about 40 pounds. What it's got, the first thing you'll see when you open it, and I'll show you when I get out there, is this blue tarp. It's a Walmart tarp, costs 10 bucks. Then 50-cent tent stakes. I pull that out, set it on the ground, and then everything else I pull out, that goes on it, and that way everything stays clean and it's nice and whatever. You know, it's a way to stay organized. If it gets dark on you, you know where everything's at. I call it my porch, and it sits right in front of where I'm gonna put my hammock. So anyway, I got a pillow. I mean, I'm telling you, I am very, very comfortable. That's another Hennessy Grand Trunk. So these are all just miscellaneous stuff, you know. I used to take this. This is a pan for boiling water. I will take bacon. I will take steak. Whatever. I eat very good on the islands. So I take this pretty much as my setup. My brother bought me this, and this is awesome. Can't wait to use it this year. This, basically this one thing right here, it's almost as big as this skillet, but yet it's a little taller. So I'm thinking I'll be able to just replace both of those for that one thing there. Okay. That's my water bag. It's a filter. All I gotta do is go down the river, fill it up with water, hang it up. I just fill this up with water and I hang it on a tree. Then we have clean drinking water and cooking water for the duration of the trip. Like I said, there's some plates and another skillet. You know, okay, this is a micro duelist. I love this thing. I really did. I've used it for years. Inside this has my cooking stove, my fuel, and all that stuff. Well, I really think that's going to replace that. That has it too. It's the same concept. Everything is stacked inside on top of each other. You can see all the stuff there. But I don't need all that. I just want that one pan. It's going to act as a skillet and a pan. I call this my kitchen bag. In it is like my, well, who knows, cleaning soap, sponge, tongs, those little aluminum tongs, which those come with. I thought that was really cool. I have a, let me just throw it here. So this holds my skillet. This holds that, right? Pick it up. And then I have another set of tongs, a fork, spatula, all that stuff. Well, that, if you look right there, does both. Brilliant. Brilliant, and it doesn't hardly weigh anything. So it comes with the tongs. It fits on the skillet. You know, you pick it up, and then it also works, you know, to like flip bacon, whatever. Cooking stuff. You know, stupid little blow up pillow, fire kit, just stuff. A machete. Probably won't need this in the early spring because the weeds ain't up yet. These are really cool. These solar lights, you blow them up, turn them on, they're light. You know, they weigh nothing. Got a little strap there. You just hang it up in your tree. You know what we do is you'll typically have, you'll quickly figure out an area that you like hanging out in. Whereas like my buddy's over here with his boat, you know, he's over here with his boat and his hammock set up. He's got his stuff going on, his little cooking set up, everything he's got. I'm over here. You can take that light and pull it up, and you'll watch your light, you know, like a spotlight on a performer or something, how it's got the circle, you know. Well, when you pull that up, you'll just watch it like grow, and you get it right to where it covers everything, and then stop. And then that's, you know, it's a nice comfortable light that keeps the bugs up high. So we've really kind of evolved to that. We used to do it with just one, but I got a couple for Christmas, so now I got 3 of them. So whatever. But headlamps, we've done headlamps for years. That's how we've done it until last summer when I first got turned on to that, and it worked great. We didn't even have our headlamps on anymore. But you know, so this is my little flashlight bag. It's got a headlamp and probably a little neck mini flashlight and some extra batteries. Whatever. Come on. That little guy. Just wear it around your neck, case whatever. Hang it up or something. Dry box. That's a foldable seat. You can see those on REI or whatever. This is a little power box. This is my hatchet. I love this guy. I'll take this guy more than anything. I can do just so much stuff with that. For viruses, this is an ultra a light. This here, you put this lid on it, and UV light for 1 minute. Fill that up with water, kills viruses, right? So we don't really have that in Ohio. That pretty much takes care of everything. That K&N base camp. But this is cool, and I rarely take this. This is just really survival gear. This is a solar battery, or whatever they call it, a sun battery. Folds out to a solar panel, and it's got a battery charger, and then like all these things I can plug into it. But I don't really take that. I took this for a while. It was cool. Thermocell. Let's get over here. Bucket. Cool little container. Good size, throw in a kayak. Sometimes I take that, but I'll show you what I end up doing. What I've got it down to now, just tons of stuff. Folding fishing poles, cooking stuff, fuel, dog leashes, cooking stuff. I think that's a mess kit, more of a mess kit. Just that's a toaster. That's pretty cool. That grate's pretty cool for Dakota fire holes. Dig you a hole, put that over it, make steaks, whatever, burgers. Oh boy, okay. Bottles are good. Fuel, thermocell. This is that cool one now. It's out now. You put that on a tank and just let it run all night. Just miscellaneous stuff I throw in here. You know, rope. This is full of 550 cord, so I just need to grab a spool of it. I keep that probably 3 or 4 in there. And then just miscellaneous stuff. Right now in the spring, you probably won't get them, but in the fall when the weather's about to go crappy, these are a good deal. You can get them next to nothing, and they're for fire. And I usually take a couple of these with me, and that's what I do for fire. A little fire striker or something. And one of these is really all I need. It's pretty simple, but I take a backup just in case. Miscellaneous garbage. This is the wife's little bag she'll grab if she goes. This is her dry box. This has got just kind of probably a flashlight, batteries, maybe women's stuff, toilet paper, you know, whatever she decides to throw in it. It's just a little grab bag. It's pretty cool. I got one that's got like a fire striker, more batteries, some ibuprofen, just stuff like that you can grab on the way out if you feel it. These are games. These are just supplies like baggies and cotton balls and rubber bands. And then this is the bigger gear. These are bags. These are big tarps. This is the wife's what I call shelter bag. It's got her hammock and everything in it. Some thermocell sleeping pads. Another one. That's an REI sleeping pad. It's like 3 inches thick. This thing's huge. I would never take this in a kayak, but maybe my truck or something. This is a cool table that I bought my wife. She loves it. She puts it in her kayak. And it's funny, people make fun of her, but until she sets it up, everybody wants to use it. Set their beer on it, you know. This is her box. If she decides to take her box, She can take that dry bag, or I'm sorry, shelter bag. That's her shelter. She can stay warm and dry in anything in that. And as can I, and I'll show you when we get out there how I do that. This is her box. She'll throw that in there, and it's got, you name it, her kitchen or whatever, if she needs it. But typically with me, I've got all that. And I'll show you how I do it. I used to carry a box like that. It was this guy, that box. I used to take that camping and that chair. I know people, the minimalists out there are freaking out right now, but that thing weighs, pound, I don't know. It doesn't weigh anything, and it folds up. When I have, even if that was on in the back of my kayak with the lid on it, it's flat. This folds flat. I can easily strap that down, and it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change my balance in the boat. It doesn't throw me off. Sorry. But it doesn't really change anything like you would think it does. So, and then when I get out on the island, man, look at that. I have got that all night to just sit back and chill. It's got a table. So, but anyway, I've gone from that to that. Actually, from that to that to that. So it is what I call my shelter bag, which is this guy, and it's pretty heavy. It is, because I like to sleep comfortable. It's got the underquilt, the hammock. It's got a rain tarp, a very nice Noah, I think it's called, Noah's tarp. It's huge, and it covers my whole site. All my tie downs, my porch, my pillow. I mean, I'm telling you, if I was in a grab and go situation, I guess it'd be that, because I gotta sleep. And that's it. So I grabbed that, and then that bucket, and then my cooler, which is just a small cooler that holds just basically ice and beer and food, maybe some burgers or something, pre-made patties, something along those lines. Or I'll take some Mountain House meals if I really want to just stay minimal and not worry about cooking. Mountain House meals are great. Then I just do that with the water, and away I go. I'm eating lasagna. Tracker, shut up. Hey, shut up. And then I gotta have room for this idiot. He always goes on trips with me. He likes to swim the whole time. He's got a little life jacket. He don't like to get in the boat much. But once we're there, he is a good companion to have. He'll let you know if someone's around, I'll tell you. So anyway, that's it. Sorry it's been so long showing you all this junk, but you'll see what I get it down to what I really need, or what I really use and need to be comfortable out there. So cheers.